8 months ago, I was in the UK and today I'm back to India. I went to study abroad. I'm going to share exactly what happened there today in this video. I still remember the first international flight which I boarded to UK. And at that time, I had this mix emotions of optimism and uneasiness. My mind was flooded with numerous unanswered questions. How am I going to live alone? How am I going to stay away from my family? Will I be able to do something great when I come back? But I had this strange sense of optimism that everything is going to be all right and it's going to work out in the end. As a first gen educated guy, it was quite hard to navigate this process of application for a foreign university. If you already guessed my situation, you know that I took the stupid decision of choosing an agent to apply to my university without doing any research. I went on to choose University of Leicester. I've got nothing against the university, but I hate the guy for choosing the university while knowing the current circumstances. I chose this university because this university offered me a scholarship which reduced my financial burden a lot, but I had no clue what I was signing up for. So on September 23rd, I landed in Birmingham airport where I unfortunately lost my luggage. Signs of a great start, isn't it? But I fortunately talked to the help desk and got to know that my baggage was delayed and would be delivered within the next 3 days. So I gave them my new address. I had booked my accommodation at uni 3 days prior to that, and I headed to my uni accommodation. As soon as I entered my room, I was drained due to an 18-hour journey. So I jumped onto my bed and slept for 3 hours straight. As soon as I woke up, I changed my SIM and give a call to my parents. First week in the UK felt great. I had just moved out of a developing country to a developed one. The streets were clean, great infrastructure, air pollution index at 60, and there was no traffic. For context, I live in Bangalore, and if you know, you know. I visited my uni, sorted out my registration, ID card, etc. My first class, it felt great. I also shopped in a nearby store for groceries. I started cooking on video calls with my mom. I studied meticulously, scored high grades, and it was all rainbows and sunshine in the beginning. But there was one caveat: I hadn't applied to part time jobs yet. After settling in, it was my time to apply for part time jobs in November. I started applying for a lot of jobs and didn't land a single one. As weeks passed by, I had no job. I was introduced to a bunch of Indian students who came to study for their PG. I got to know that they are working in warehouses after studying. This incident showed a bigger picture of Indian students in the UK. I also applied to a warehouse job where I landed one, and I would say I did a pretty good job working night shifts. But this wasn't the reason why I came here. I lost my warehouse job too due to travel inconveniences and a surplus of workers who were ready to work every day. I went down a spiral of negative thinking and I was overthinking too. It felt like I was being a burden to my family. This thought pattern led to sleepless nights and health issues. As days passed by, my health issues got even worse. I used to bleed for hours and sometimes I coughed up blood. I had headaches and brain fogs. As I was unable to cook, I had to order on Uber Eats, which costed me a fortune. So I just stuck to breads. I started overeating too and started developing unhealthy eating habits, which destroyed my health. As a result, I started missing classes, felt lost, and I also lost a few friends who had made in the UK. I had zero self confidence and never used to come out of my room. Adding to my misery, my flatmates were non existent and went to their houses in London and Birmingham during their breaks. Loneliness hits harder than you can imagine. If I were in my room, I would just hear my voice and the rain outside. That was the extent of my isolation. I was afraid to ask help. Probably that was a good idea in retrospect. Slowly, isolation started eating my mental health too. I was a ghost suffering from diseases in my stinky room. I didn't wanted to tell my parents how I felt because I was afraid they would reject me. I decided to talk to my parents when my situation became unbearable. They were disappointed at first, but accepted it later looking at my situation. I came back to India on May 23rd. With the support of my family, I was able to recover and my worries faded. But I still regret the emotional decision which I took without any proper guidance and planning. If you are someone who is stuck in a situation like this or planning to study abroad, I have some suggestions from experience. Number one, make sure you make a lot of friends or a few who could help you in a difficult situation. And number two would be make sure you are financially capable of handling the burden without any immediate source of income. Number three, make sure you take care of your health and make it a first priority and don't be frugal in this matter. Number four, stay connected with your family and try to erase this feeling of homesickness. If this video could help a single student to avoid the mistakes which I did, I would say the 8 months of suffering which I went through was bearable and wasn't of a complete waste. I would be starting my journey again and document it. If you are interested in following it, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I wish you the best in whatever you're doing. See you in the next video.